Hello and welcome back to season 3 of the Laura and Becky show. We are so excited to be back, and we are sponsored by Dales and Peaks and Ringwood Hall Hotel and Spa.
Yeah, so start of season 3. So if you're new here, you've got season 1 and 2 to catch up on, or you can start from here. You can do what you want. If you're back for more, hello, we've missed you, and thank you so much.
So whilst you're listening today, give us a little like, a subscribe, a follow, and if you fancy it, a review, because it all really helps.
Right, let's get started.
Oh, here we are then. We're back.
Honestly, I feel like I've been in some kind of time warp.
It's been a weird old time, isn't it? Let's be honest. A very odd time to be alive.
So how this usually works is we do 4 weeks of the podcast. That's the season. Then we have 2 weeks where we kind of go off graft, do bits and bobs we've got to do, and then we come back again. However, this has been delayed a week because, well, basically, so much stuff has happened. I feel like we've not done this for months.
I kind of feel like I've forgotten what to do.
Yeah, bloody hell.
I know. So obviously, the Queen died, which was such a huge thing.
Yeah, so I went on holiday. So we finished season 2. I went to Spain, came back from Spain. 2 days later, the Queen died.
Yeah.
Right? And I have not handled this well at all.
You haven't. No, you've fallen into an absolute hole with it.
Oh my God. I had a mental breakdown when it was announced. Like literally my kids were like, "Are you all right, Mum?" I honestly cannot stop crying. Like bawled my eyes out.
It is really sad though, isn't it, mate? It's so sad, and I feel like, I don't know, it's just a heavy weight, isn't it? I tell you what it's like, right? It's like our foundations and everything we've known are wobbly.
But isn't it weird how you didn't see her every day? You didn't think about her every day.
We didn't really know her.
You didn't see her a lot. She didn't make that many public appearances, especially recently. But bloody hell, I was so sad.
Mate, she's always been there.
Yeah, I know.
Even if we don't see her often, we know she's there.
But you know what? I say we don't see her often. We do. We see her every day on stamps, coins, on banknotes. Subconsciously, she's there all the time.
You're right.
So, I've been in a hole. I have been mourning for 11 days, literally.
Well, you're still in black today. You're all in black. You're still mourning. Well, to be fair, there still is 7 more days of official mourning left.
Yeah, but mate, I'm going to say this. I've stopped now. As from
Have
midnight,
you?
No, I have. As from midnight last night, I was like, this is it now. I posted lots yesterday, like all these my favourite photos of the day and all of that. But I was like, after this, that is it for me. I have got to move on.
Normal life needs to resume. Well, yeah, you have been quite bad. We need to talk about this more properly, don't we? Because we watched the funeral together yesterday,
yes.
So we need to talk about this properly later.
Yeah. So anyway, so we've had that. Also as well, she's still doing it. So Becky's got a bad back, and you have had this now for 2 months?
I think probably about 2 months. I think I did something to it kayaking, but I'm not sure. I still don't really know what's wrong with it, whether it's a slipped disc, whether it's a nerve problem, whether it's a torn muscle, but I cannot tell you how painful it is.
You know when women go into labour and their husbands say, "Oh yeah, I've got labour pains too." It's called something, I can't remember what it is now. I was sat with Becky, no word of a lie, the other day in the back house having a coffee, and I started like holding my arm and like kind of stretching my arm like you do. And you literally looked at me and went, "What are you doing?" I was like, I don't know, because I have no pain on me. I've started copying you.
I know. Well, do you know, it is funny because we have our periods at the same time as well, because we spend so much time together. We're so in sync. And now I think, yeah, you've got something wrong with your shoulder.
Although you've not got a twitchy eye.
No.
Right. I've come back off holiday with a fucking twitchy eye. I swear to God, I thought I had a brain tumour. I was like,
Laura goes from 0 to 100, right? She gets one little thing wrong with her and she's dying every time.
Hold up, Hayes. No. I am not letting you get away with that, you bastard. Mate, a couple of days ago, you rang me and you went, "Mate, I'm having a panic." In fact, we'll talk about this later, but I am not having that. You are as bad as me, if not worse.
You're worse than me.
No, I'm
you are
not.
Definitely worse than me. But yes, listen, I have had a bit of a panic on this week. But yeah, we'll come back to
I
that.
didn't sleep well on my holiday. And the day before we flew home, my eyes started twitching, but only when I looked down. When I look up directly in front of me, no twitch.
Yeah, we tested this, didn't we? You were like, I'm looking at you, it's fine. I'm looking down, look, it's all wobbly. And it is
spasmed.
twitchy.
Not just a spasm. Like, my eyelids going nuts, right? But when you think, okay, well, I just won't look down. Mate, you look down all the time.
Yeah.
You look down at your phone.
When you can't look down, you want to look down.
Yeah, well, it's like you with closing your eye when you had your eyelashes done. So it's been constant. In fact, it's still slightly there. I know it's going, but I've had this now for nearly 2.5 weeks.
Are we falling apart, mate? What's happening to us? When we did season 2, maybe season 1, we were healthy young women. Now look at us. I've got like a shoulder issue. You've got a twitchy eye. What's going on?
But anyway, we made the decision, didn't we? Because there was lots of heavy stuff going. We thought, if we start the podcast now, we can't be like, hi, Queen's dead, for God's sake.
That's the thing. And like, we've both had personal stuff going on. Yeah. I've got my grandma in hospital currently, so I went home for a bit, didn't I? So actually, you got back from holiday.
You weren't here.
I wasn't here, and that put us out of like. I
didn't know what to do with myself. I mean, I don't want to be selfish, and you were doing a really good thing, and you are a great granddaughter. But I was like, what the hell like, loads of things have changed. I went on holiday. And it was kind of all right. Got back, you weren't here. I'd lost some work that's really bloody threw me.
Yes. Then the Queen died. We've had health issues.
So we thought, you know what? We'll delay it a week, but we're really pleased to be back. I feel like this is good for us.
Well, we need a little bit of routine because we've been so out of our routine, haven't we? And actually, when I was back home with my grandma and you were here, we were obviously messaging a lot. And you said to me, you went, you need to come back now, mate. I feel like I'm unemployed. I feel like I've got no job. And I think we just haven't had any sort of sense of normality or routine, have we?
Not at all. So we're back.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
So thank you to our lovely new sponsors, Ringwood Hall Hotel and Spa. If you have never been there, the spa is insane.
I can't tell you how excited I am to go to the spa a lot of times in the next 4 weeks.
Laura's been saying to me,
diary.
She's literally like, do you know, if you can't find me, I'm going to be in the spa. For the next month, I'm literally going to be in the spa.
We are so thrilled to be working with them. We've had our eye on getting in contact with them for ages because it's the most beautiful place. We went there last summer, didn't we? The grounds are gorgeous. It's just the nicest place, and we're gonna indulge in some treatments.
Oh, we certainly are. Their spa, you know, I think it's one of the nicest spas in this area. I'm going to say it.
Oh, for sure. And they've got some new packages out at the moment. So we're going to be talking a lot about. In fact, if you can't find me, that's where I'm going to be. All right,
for the next month.
So we're not going to talk about this too much. In fact, I think we should talk about this and then put it to bed, which is a really bad phrase to
don't
use.
Say that.
Sorry.
Leave it.
It was the Queen's funeral yesterday. First of all, what a day.
Do you know what a weird day, because I mean, it was so beautiful and moving, wasn't it, yesterday, but emotional and kind of weird and horrible at the same time. But we watched it together at yours, didn't we?
Well, first of all, what I loved was Becky turned up with Lily. They were dressed in black. I love it. I wasn't even dressed in black.
Mate, you looked homeless yesterday.
Oh.
I turned up. Nora answered the door. She literally looked like she hadn't washed for a week.
Well, I haven't.
She had a slack.
I've been in mourning.
Hiya, come in.
You were genuinely in mourning.
Oh my God. So, and you'd baked a lemon drizzle, which was lovely.
Yeah, we thought we were. Well, you said we're going to get the fine china out. We're going to get the tea out and watch the funeral. I thought, right, we'll bake a nice lemon drizzle, take that round.
Well, I said I was going to bake a Vic sponge, which I didn't. Do you know who called me out on that? Your daughter. She's like, where's your cake? I was like, oh, shit.
Do you know what? I nearly said it to you yesterday because I thought I was looking forward to a Victoria sponge, but I thought it might tip you over the edge.
Well, you said you were baking a cake, and I thought, you know what? We'll have a lemon drizzle, and that gets me out of baking it. You
brought some chocolate biscuits, and I just think, where's the Victoria
where's the
sponge?
Fucking Vic sponge?
Yeah, I thought, bloody hell, that's all I came for.
Yeah, but I made homemade soup.
That was good.
Which was delicious.
That was good.
So we sat down, started watching the funeral. You went first. You started bawling first.
I thought it would be you.
No.
Do you know what it was for me? Charles's face.
Yeah, he looked grief-stricken, didn't he?
God, every time they showed him, it got me. It actually got me. I mean, to be fair, all of them looked genuinely grief-stricken, didn't they? Anne?
Also, as well, they must be knackered. They must be knackered. Imagine doing all of that whilst dealing with your mum dying.
Awful.
They must be knackered.
Yeah.
They look very, but yeah, I mean, we kept going, oh, look at that. I can't believe I'm watching this. Look at that.
Yeah.
We got distracted by horse poo at one point.
Oh, yeah, there was a bit of horse poo on where they were walking, wasn't there?
And they had to walk over it, didn't they?
But, like, the rehearsals that must have gone into that, because it was all perfect, wasn't it? Apart from, and we clocked this, didn't we? In the first ceremony that they had in
Westminster
Abbey, somebody dropped something out of their
shopping list.
Yeah.
You'd be like, shit, do I pick it up? What do I do?
And it was just on the floor, wasn't it? It made the place look a
God.
bit of a mess, didn't it?
That national anthem they sang at the end of her service at Westminster, I think that was the most moving and brilliant version of the national anthem I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But I can't get used to it being God Save the King.
No, nor me.
It's so weird. We need to talk about the 8 men. Are they called pallbearers?
Yes.
I want to say that, yeah.
Yeah.
What a job they did yesterday. And they carried that coffin. When it moved to Windsor, they went as well. So it was the same 8 men, wasn't it, all day?
Were you saying they were specifically chosen?
I think they were, yeah. They were... Imagine their parents or their wives watching them do that yesterday.
Oh my God, you'd be so proud, wouldn't you? You were saying though that I mean, you've been very invested in all this from the start, haven't you? Laura started stalking the pallbearers on social media last night. There is a little thing actually today in the Mail Online talking about the 10 of them and like talking about who they are. One of them's 19.
I mean, what were you doing when you were 19?
Nothing like that, mate.
I mean,
Nothing
that is incredible.
Like
I hope they get surely they get a medal or something.
There's got to be something.
I'll tell you who else deserves a medal. Hugh Edwards from BBC. I've tweeted him.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like...
What did you say?
Do you want me to read out the tweet?
Yes.
I mean, he hasn't replied. But I just felt compelled to because just want to say you've been absolutely incredible. The last 11 days couldn't have been easy. You truly have been remarkable.
Oh, that's nice.
That's
lovely.
3 people have liked it.
Oh, has she liked it?
No,
but there's still time.
But he did a great job.
Mate, the thing is, he'll be knackered now. I mean, he's been on 24/7, hasn't he? Like he needs to go and have a holiday. He needs to go and sit by a pool and have a pina colada.
I thought that. Also, another thing I thought yesterday is when did they have lunch? I was worried about.
You kept saying this when we were watching. You were like, when are they going to eat?
Did they have snacks? Them kids were so well behaved, Charlotte and George.
George, yeah.
But I wondered when they left. Did they have snacks in the car?
But the thing is, when they're in the car, we can see them. They're very visible to everyone, aren't they? So they can't be sitting there having like a ginsters, can they, in the car? Because everyone would see them eating. But they did disappear for a bit, didn't they?
So maybe they got fed then.
They must have done.
I'm just fascinated about what goes on behind the scenes.
But you're right as well. Like the whole day, it was a very long day yesterday, wasn't it? And was it 3 ceremonies they had?
Yeah, they had a private one after
I mean, funerals do take it out of you. I mean, I've been to a fair few and they are knackering.
Yeah.
You've got to talk to everyone. You've got to, sort of hold yourself together and you're grieving. Obviously, it's a lot.
And they're being filmed. I mean, like, it's unimaginable going through that, being filmed the world. I mean, billions of people watched it.
Yeah.
Also, when she got lowered down, that was very moving. And he had to, the chamber, oh God, I can't remember what he is now, but someone had to snap a wand.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I thought it was going to be like a Harry Potter wand, and it wasn't. It looked more like a pool cue, didn't it?
Yes.
He snapped it, and I was like, "Oh, that's not a wand."
Yeah.
I was hoping for a little bit of like abracadabra.
Yeah, poof.
Just something to have. Someone could have done a special effect. That's what I'm saying.
Some stars.
I thought it would have been quite. But that was the bit when they took the crown and put it on the cushion. I was gone. And then the lone piper walking off, playing his bagpipe. Jesus Christ. But that's when I thought, enough now. Kirsty Young did the bit at the end of the BBC News.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to post, but at midnight tonight, I have to move on.
Well, I left yours yesterday at about, 3-4 o'clock, and you were like, that's it now. I can't do any more of this. Because you were watching the live footage when they were queuing round
I watched everything. I watched everything.
I mean, I was worried about Laura at one point. When she was voice noting me in the background, I could just hear the bloody, the news on 24/7. I was like, Laura, turn the news off. Stop this. This is bad.
I watched that queue till 1:30 in the morning once. I mean, I was going to go down and queue, but the day we were going to go, I didn't feel very well, felt a bit odd, so I thought it's not a good day to go.
But it was the day Beckham was there, wasn't it? You should have gone. You should have gone.
I know.
But, then I left yesterday, like 3 o'clock, and you were like, that's it now. Then I looked on Laura's Insta story yesterday. Oh, she was still going.
I'm moving on. It's a fresh day.
I will tell you this though. I've started watching The Crown again.
Yes. I can't do that, Becky. I'm all royal familyed out.
Do you know what? It's good. I have to say, I've watched most of it before, but I think it's in the top 10, isn't it, on Netflix anyway?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like people have got a renewed interest. Right, just one more thing before we stop talking about the funeral and the Queen.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen with the royal family now? I mean Harry and Meghan, really. What do you think is going to happen? Because apparently she's requested a one-on-one with King Charles.
Good on her. Do you know what? I will say this. I don't agree with. I think she spouted a load of crap before. I think she was very disrespectful. But whatever. She must have been stood in Westminster Hall going, shit, I hope they haven't listened to my podcast. I hope they haven't listened. Because you would be a bit like mortified. But she carried herself very well. That can't be easy.
Yeah, she did.
She was great. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
It's going to be interesting to see, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
They need to just make it up now, don't they? And all be friends.
I think hopefully they will. Fingers crossed. Right, okay, we've got 2 minutes to go till 10 o'clock. I've just logged on to ITV Hub because I want to know what's going to go on with Phil and Holly.
So obviously Phil and Holly essentially queue jumped, didn't they? They used their VIP access to go and look at the Queen. Is it the Queen in State? Is that what they call it? The Queen.
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously when you could go and view her coffin. Now, as we know, people like David Beckham queued for like 14 hours to show their respects, but everyone's kicking off about Phil and Holly, basically using their celebrity status to get in there quicker than everybody else. So we're actually going to watch this morning. I know it's in the middle of the podcast.
It won't let me.
Why won't it let you?
I don't know. It won't let me go on ITV Hub Live. Oh, no, I really, really want to watch this. Oh, hang on.
We're going to watch it. Do you think we should pause the podcast so we can watch this and we'll come back and give our reaction? Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's live. Right.
Oh, I like what they've done with the music. Isn't that like royal?
Is it?
That sounds a bit more royal.
Is it going to be Phil and Holly?
Oh, mate, let's see. Turn it round. Yes!
Good morning and welcome to Tuesdays this morning.
Well, the world bid its final farewell to Queen.
We're going to pause this.
Yesterday is a remarkable life.
Okay, so it's going on a bit and we ain't got time to watch it all.
No, so obviously Phil and Holly they're on, but they haven't actually addressed the fact that people are slagging them off, have they?
Yeah, they might do. They're doing some kind of montage and we're 7 minutes in and we only want to see the juicy bits.
I know, it's like the elephant in the room. Come on, guys, address it, get to it. Can we talk about David Beckham, though, quickly? Because he was the opposite, wasn't he, to Phil and Holly? He queued up for 14 hours, had a little cry, didn't he, when he saw the Queen's coffin.
I mean, imagine if you'd got to the queue and it was in front of you.
Well, we were just saying earlier.
It nearly could have been me.
You and your sister were meant to go down, weren't you? On that day, you could have been in the queue with Bex.
My life could have changed. Not that I would have run off with him because he's happily married, but what I'm thinking is I'd have got to know him.
By the way.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Let's not forget your husband.
But what we would have done is we'd have formed a friendship. I would have then have been friends with Victoria, got lots of free clothes. Also, my daughter Grace would have met Romeo. They could have got married. Then
I love how your mind runs away with you. When Tom Cruise was filming in Derbyshire, you were like, yeah, he's going to pick me up in his helicopter. We're going to become mates. And maybe one day this will happen.
What's it called? I'm not affirmation. What is it? I'm not. What are they when you think of positive things and they happen? Is it affirmations?
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
You're affirming.
Is that it?
You're thinking positive thoughts,
something like that. It'll happen one day. One day,
it will.
But anyway, we'll keep up to date with Phil and Holly. Now, our sponsors of this podcast are Dales and Peaks Estate Agents.
Yes, they always seem to have the nicest houses, don't they? Whenever I see them on social media, I'm like, oh, look at that house. Look at that house.
Always have a little bit of a sneak peek, a little bit of a nosy. I mean, I don't want to buy or sell a house at the moment. However, I do like looking round houses.
I do as well. I think we've turned up at a house before that we had no intention of buying, just have a nosy, didn't we?
Well, we searched for your house that you bought, and it was great. We loved it, didn't we?
Really enjoyed it, yeah. If you haven't seen Dales and Peaks, have a little look at their Instagram. Also, they're all blooming gorgeous, aren't they? You work there.
Yeah, I get kind of selling sunset vibes.
So do I. I mean, we have been assured by Dales and Peaks it's nothing nothing like Selling Sunset, but we kind of like to think it is, don't we?
Yeah, we're looking forward to getting to know them there. So if you're looking to buy, you're thinking of selling, you're looking to rent, then have a look at their website. It's dalesandpeaks.co.uk. Right, mate.
Oh God, I feel like we've talked a lot about our health on this podcast, but this we need to talk about. Now, I don't tend to normally worry about health issues from it. That's more your bag, isn't it? You'll be like, I've got a twitchy eye, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Oh, my finger's gone weird, I'm dying. And I'm normally like, listen, it's fine. But the roles have reversed.
So you rang me. I saw you on Friday. We're
having a right down day, weren't we?
Oh, Christ, down. Jesus Christ. I rang you. And usually I'm not too bad usually. You have more more wobbles recently than me.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah.
Although I do have but I had a wobble on Friday and you were like, oh shit, what do I do?
No, it put me about a bit because you were meant to be the one who was like in control and okay. And then you had a wobble. I was like, Jesus.
Oh, first of all, when we went for a walk, then you met me and my sister. We had a pub lunch. And during the pub lunch, the doctor rang you for something to do with Lily. I have never heard anyone stay on the phone so long to a doctor than you. At one point, I'd finished my fish finger sandwich and you're still talking to the doctor. I'm like, this doctor will be like, Jesus Christ.
Do you know how many times I spoke to a doctor on the phone that one day? That was only one phone call and
That
about
poor
5
doctor.
phone calls.
Oh my God.
And you know how hard it is to get a doctor's appointment these days,
Yeah.
right? So I was like emailing them. I was messaging them through their website. I turned up at the doctor's surgery at one point and I was on the phone to them.
On the phone, half an hour, I think that phone call lasted.
Honestly, it was bad. So I was on the phone to do with something to do with Lily's skin. I was on the phone about that. Then I was on the phone about my shoulder. And then because I'm taking so many painkillers and tablets because of my shoulder at the moment. I mean, I've been necking them, haven't I? So many. I then thought I had a tablet stuck in the back of my throat. I could feel something like there. And I thought, this is bad. I've got one stuck. So I phoned the doctor back again. I went, you're going to think I'm mad. You're going to think I'm one of those people who rings the doctors all day, every day, which I am. And I was like, I've got something stuck in my throat. I mean, she didn't panic at all.
No, because you're talking on the phone.
Yeah, she's
so
like, can you breathe?
You're not choking.
Yeah, can you breathe all right? I was like, yep. She's like, yep, you're fine then.
Yeah, hiya, I'm just in Costa Coffee enjoying a cake. But I got just a little bit worried about this thing in my throat. Can you breathe? Yeah, you're fine then, love.
Well, then I was driving home. So I picked Lily up from school and I was driving home. Bless Lily. She must have thought I was losing the plot as well. So driving home, and I was thinking about ringing you the whole way, but I thought I'll just try and calm myself down first and I'll be all right. Anyway, I could feel this thing in the back of my throat and I thought, I began to panic more and more. I was getting really hot. I had to pull over into a garden centre on the way back and try and make myself sick.
Oh, God.
So Lily was in the back going, you're all right, Mum? And I'm like, I'm like, yeah, fine, darling. Everything's absolutely fine.
You've lost the plot.
Lost the plot, mate. Got home, phoned you.
Well, I was watching The Queue, episode 5.
So
The Queue.
500.
And I was like, all right. And you were like, mate, no, I've got something stuck in my throat. Like panicking. You're like, I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. I'm waiting for the doctor to go back. And I was like, right. So we kind of talked it through. And I
were
said
very
to
good,
you,
actually. You were very
have you
good.
looked at your tonsils? And you went, yeah, I've got a cut on it. And I went, which one? And you went, what do you mean, which one? I was like, which tonsil, left or right? And you were like, what do you mean? I've only got one tonsil. You thought your tonsil was the flappy bit that hung down at the back of your throat.
So in the middle of your throat, there's like one little thing that hangs out. I thought it was that.
That's not your tonsil, mate. Your tonsils are either side of your throat.
Well, I
What's
know
it
this
called now?
Well, I Googled it, you see. It's called the vulva.
Sure, that's what it's called.
I swear to God,
So
right.
she's Googling it. She went, I've got Uvulitis. I was like, oh, fuck my life.
So this is not to be confused with the vulva, which you find in your vagina.
Oh, do you know, though, actually, have you got an itchy vagina or anything at the moment?
No.
Right, because you know your back of your throat,
Yeah.
the not material, the flesh, the skin.
vulva?
No.
Oh.
You know all the stuff that's in the back of your throat?
Yeah.
All that fleshy bit is the same as your vagina.
Is it?
So maybe it's linked somehow.
Maybe that's why that's called the vulva, like the vulva.
Maybe. But
we
there's
just figured something out.
Are you sure it's the Evulva?
Uvula, is it?
Uvula?
Is it? Hang on, there.
don't
Did you say
think
that?
it's-
I swear that's it.
Let's have a look.
That's the uvula. A vulva? Uvula. How would you say that?
Yeah, it's not the Evulva, is it, mate?
Uvula?
Avula.
Isn't an Avula an instrument?
U-V-U. That's a
It's a
violin.
musical instrument.
Avula.
Playing the Avula.
Just get my... Fucking hell. I think it's the Uvula.
Uvula. So
it's not the vulva. Don't say that. Did you say that on the... Hello, is that the doctor's? I've got an itchy vulva.
They're going to get me in for my vagina, aren't they? And I'll be like, no.
She'll be like, take your pants off then. I'll be like, why? It's in my throat.
Are you one of them dodgy doctors? Are you
I ain't taking my pants off. Who do you think you are?
So what do you think is Uvulitis?
Uvula. I don't know. There's nothing. So basically, we walk into. So we get that debacle. Then the doctor rang and they were like, "You're fine because you're talking on the phone." And then she's come in this morning. She went, "I need you to do something." I went, "Is it physical?" She went, "Yeah." So I had to look in the back of your throat, which looks fine to me.
She got the torch on her phone and was looking. She was going, "Poke your tongue out." I was going,
And then you wanted to look at my vulva.
I went, let's see your Uvula.
So we had to get our Uvulas out downstairs in the bathroom.
But we were both in the mirror looking at our Uvulas. We got different Uvulas, haven't we?
Small. You got a massive one.
I've got quite a big Uvula.
That's why you go...
I think it tells me a lot about my weird little habits that I've got. Yeah, because I've got a big Uvula.
You've got a big Uvula.
You've got a big mouth but a small Uvula, haven't you? And it was really interesting looking at our Uvulas.
You've got a small mouth and a big one, so I don't know whose is better. I think I'd rather mine, if I'm honest.
I think I'd rather yours. Yeah. But I'm not sure now if my Uvula is swollen. So I'm going to ring the doctor again today. I'm going to be like,
why don't you take a picture of my Uvula and yours and send it him and go, this is my mate's Uvula and this is mine. Can you tell us whose is best?
Which is normal.
Yeah. Which scenario would you rather go for?
I'll tell you what, right? If you're listening right now,
check your Uvula.
Go and have a look at your Uvula in the mirror. And if you're with anyone else or at work, have a look at their Uvula as well.
Do you know what? The more you Google them and look at photos of them, they're fucking horrible things, aren't they?
They look like... We've got these in the back of our
Yours looks like a testicle.
I'm sorry.
You've got a... yours looks a little bit like a ball.
It's quite long and it hangs down. Laura's looks like a...
quite petite. What? What does mine look like?
I can't say.
Yours looks like an udder.
Jesus Christ. All right, yours looks like a clitoris. All right, there. That's what I thought when I saw yours.
Stop it!
It does. I think we need to end it here.
Oh my God. Right. Yeah, thanks for listening and
check your Uvulas.
We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Remember to give us a like, subscribe and follow. And if you ever want to get in touch, you can email us at thelauraandbeckyshow@gmail.com.
And thank you to our lovely sponsors as well, Dales and Peaks and Ringwood Hall Hotel and Spa.